I'm going to tell you in this video will make your head spin. You'll have the exploding head emoji. Speaking of technology, because that's what we're talking about. This video is going to cover how Vegas is reportedly, from my source, finding out ways to lure a younger crowd here and to get the tech industry here big time. We're talking about casinos that may not ever open again, which we won't name because we don't want to be sued. So I'll let you do some research on your own. Possibly, well, I'm just going to give you, listen, we're just going to go over it. You're not going to believe any of it, and that's okay. This comes to you from my source who's been working with me and giving me great information since even before the shutdown happened, and everything he said during the shutdown did happen. He gets to hear the chatter from behind the scenes. We have two different parts to this. Let's get going. My name is Steven. I'm not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for future notifications, and leave us a comment below. Are you into technology? You know, close to 50% of everybody who watches me on a regular basis doesn't actually subscribe this channel. So you should subscribe, but if you're not into technology, you might not even have a YouTube account, and I totally get that too. So that's the question there. And also, speaking of technology and social media, check out our channel sponsor, P9 Magazine, over on Instagram. You know what? They are launching their brand and creating a brand using the billboard at Resorts World. So there's your Vegas tie-in. And the other tie-in is that they're a Filipino company, and my wife is from the Philippines, and she's beautiful, and she also makes face masks from vegasfacemask.com, no S at the end. Now, this is how this goes on. It's basically not around the back of your head. It's around the back, not around the back of your ears, back of your head. Put that on, and then you just pull that tight in the back. And we have Vegas nostalgia, but there's like 50 types. There's no nose wire. They sit perfectly flush around your face. We have solid colors if you got to wear them at work. vegasfacemask.com, no S at the end. All right, so how do we talk about this? There's two different parts. So the first thing is, as it's quoted, casinos having very quiet and heavyweight discussions with major tech companies regarding lower income parts of Vegas with lower property values. The idea here is simple. Go into, basically work with the city to get very, very cheap land and bring in tech companies into Vegas, because Vegas can't survive if we have another COVID shutdown. Well, maybe it could, but I think that these casinos have burned a lot of different resources. You just look at their P&Ls, right? Profit and loss, is that what it's called? Go look on, Market Watch and see where they're at. They're offering basically Silicon zero tax economic zones, which is what a lot of different places have done. And so the idea here is to basically make it almost free for these companies to come in and buy land and create tech. The only thing I have with this, and we're pursuant to the second point in this, is that UNLV is not known as a technology school. It has a good medical school, it has a good paramedic school, it has an excellent school of gaming and hospitality, and a very good legal law school, I've heard too. But, it's not known for technology. So what is going to be a challenge for them will be finding people in the local population to work in high tech. Of course, nowadays, with companies leaving California and going to places like Texas and Florida, Nevada might be a nice looking place to come. I mean, heck, Elon Musk built his big battery array up in Reno, and they make batteries up there, and they also have the Google data centers down in Henderson. So there's not that there's not tech here. The second part of this is that there are some casino operators, and I'm not going to say who, because you're going to research. I'm not putting myself out there that far, who have not opened particular properties here in Vegas. Feel free to comment on them if you think you know who this is. I'm not telling you who they are. Now, since they have casinos that are not open, the idea would to be either offer incredibly cheap 10 to 20 year below market cost type of agreements with tech companies to repurpose those buildings that are not going to open. Apparently, I mean, I don't know if that's true. This is all speculation. Do your research, call these companies if you know who they are and ask them on your own. Or just sell these closed casinos, just get them out of their hair and just say, we're done with it. We don't want to have to deal with this. We're making money, but not with these open. And these are just basically real estate that we can flip, and then repurpose all of that for the tech industry. But again, does that mean that those casinos are planning on never opening? I don't know. I don't have that crystal ball, and I'm not going out there to say that because I don't want to hurt any of the companies here's bottom lines. But that could be a possibility. I don't know. I mean, you've been such a long time. Well, we got March to March. That's 12 months. April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Let's just call it November. That's 12 plus, 6, 7, 8. Going on 20 months, almost 2 years of some of these properties not being reopened. They have to do something with them. And, you know, they could make some quick money and some infusion of cash to spend in other places if they decide to go in that route. That's interesting, right? The second thing relates to conventions and technology. Offering zero-cost convention space to anchor tenants that are all tech companies related to technology in order to get them free convention space when the conventions do come. And the conventions are coming. Consumer Electronics Show is going to be in person this year. I'm personally registered to go to the show. I get in for free because I have credentials. I'm so lucky about that. Thank you so much for subscribing to this channel. If you haven't already, subscribe and hit the bell. So imagine a company like Microsoft not having to have any rent to go to the CES or Intel or AMD or anybody else for that matter. And imagine them basically making an agreement where they say, we don't have to pay rent, but we are going to make sure that we purchase X or Y amount of hotel rooms every single year. And guess who works for tech companies? Mostly younger folks, right? And so that's the idea. And if this is what's happening, it's an ingenious marketing idea. They're already catering to a younger demographic in a lot of different ways with different shows like Katy Perry coming out and in the past Britney Spears. So why not cater to a younger demographic working in tech and give some free convention space away to some people, as long as some companies, as long as they guarantee that you're going to have so many rooms bought every year and send their young tech companies out, tech employees out from those companies, and those people come into town and it basically changes the demographic on a place. Of course, we want to hope that those people are into gambling, but if they're not, they're going to go to shows, they're going to go and do high-end dining experiences. I should stop hitting my mic because it's banging into your ears. But the idea about this is upgrading the socioeconomics of the crowd in Las Vegas, giving it a younger, more affluent crowd, because a person that works in tech in Silicon Valley is going to be making more than the average person. And so that's the kind of money trail that we want. Now, that poses a significant threat that we'll talk about in another video, so make sure you subscribe. It means the costs of Vegas might go up. That's what could happen. But basically, they're seeking suggestions also from major tech companies on how casinos in Vegas can offer these massive, over-the-top, future shock ideas. I guess that's what it would be. And if you look at it, I remember seeing pictures of Macau, China, and Macau had this amazing Chinese New Year display that was just like nothing else. I'll put it on the screen right here. And when you look at these things, you go, wow, there's some things around the world that are just amazing and draw you in. The Bellagio fountains are fantastic. The Fremont Street experience is great. What if we had augmented reality experiences in Vegas and things that were just not done anywhere else? Because that's what Vegas was about in the 90s. There was no fountains of Bellagio anywhere else, and now there's a few of them. There's Manila, there's Dubai. There was no Fremont Street experience, and now they have these same kinds of things in other places. So stay ahead of people, work with the tech companies. I think it's a great idea. And if this is something that it comes to pass, then kudos and hats off to the industry out here for working hard to make it happen. And that's my video today, and I'm sticking to it. Leave me your comments below. I'm interested to know what you think. Once again, my name is Steve, and I am not leaving Las Vegas. I'm fitting into my old Red Bull shirt from when I weighed 160 pounds. About 15, 16, 17 years ago. Now, I've kept it around. It's a little tight and it's a little faded, and I have to buy a new one because my logo is cracking in the middle. But, you know, you have these shirts and these clothes and these things that you think shouldn't matter to you, and they matter to you. There's a whole Netflix movie series, TV series about this. I think it's called Worn or something like that. And it talks about our irrational linkage of our brain to little insignificant things. Like, I have one of Caroline's first face masks she made. Back then they had elastic. They didn't fit as well. I kept that one because that's a memory from our life that we're not going to ever get back again. Once these things are gone, they're going to be gone, I'm guessing. And, you know, in the meantime, if you do need one, because they're not gone, VegasFaceMask.com. We got Vegas Nostalgia. We also have the Christmas themed right there. All right, now's the time of the video where I say 3, 2, 1, click. Thanks for watching. And we got to go as I go, and I say 3, 2, 1, and click.